Hi guys, my name's Natalia and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about my most anticipated 2025 book releases. I only chose the ones that really excite me the most. If I chose all of the releases that I'm anticipating, I think this video would take forever. So I chose the most exciting ones, the ones I look forward to the most. Right off the bat, let's start with A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reid. So this is actually a sequel to A Study of Drowning. The Study of Drowning was one of my favorite reads last year. I love this book so much. It's like a mix of fantasy, mystery, and dark academia, and honestly I love it so much. So Ava Reid is coming up with a sequel, so it's set to be released on the 5th of August. So I think this sequel will focus on dreams, and Effie and Preston will be confronting things that appear in their dreams. I'm not exactly sure, but I do have to say that the cover is stunning. I don't know who does covers for Ava Reid, but they are so talented, because also the cover for Studying Drowning is literally my favorite cover of all time, and this cover is also so pretty and aesthetically pleasing, and honestly I love it and I'm so excited to read this sequel. The next book that I'm highly anticipating is called The Crash by Freida McFadden. Freida McFadden, I actually have not read that many thrillers by her. I did read The Housemaid and I actually want to continue The Housemaid because there are 2 more books in that series. I'm not sure about the other books. Let me know which of her books are worth reading, because I'm not sure, but this one sounds really interesting and I think I definitely will read it. So it actually comes out on the day that I'm recording this. This book will come out on January 28th. So when you're watching this, it's probably out already. But the story behind the book is that we follow a pregnant woman that is trapped in a snowstorm. That is the premise of the book. I honestly love any thriller where the character or characters are trapped somewhere, and especially if it's snowstorm or very cold climate. I don't know, but I think this is a very chilling setting. So I don't know, this book sounds really intriguing, so I'm happy to dive into it. Okay, the next book that I'm really excited for is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, and it's set to come out on August 26. The plot centers around 2 students that will descend into hell to rescue the soul of their professor. I mean, how awesome does it sound? I think the concept is amazing and I cannot wait to dive into this book. Okay, the next book that I'm really highly anticipating is actually a book by one of my favorite authors, and that is a book by Stephanie Garber, and the book is called Alchemy of Secrets, and it's set to come out on September 30. So it is an adult fantasy novel. So far she's written YA fantasy novels. Now she's coming out with an adult fantasy novel. So I'm definitely curious to see what she does with this novel. It says that it's set in the glamour and mystery of old Hollywood, and this book blends folklore, urban legends, and dark magic. So it sounds really intriguing, and I mean, it's Stephanie Garber. I love all of her books, so I'm pretty sure I will love this one as well. Okay, the next book is a bit more lighthearted and heartwarming and magical, and that is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sango Mandana, and it's set to come out on the 15th of July. So it's an author that I already know. I've read the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by this author, and I really loved it. It's honestly one of my favorite books, and I was surprised I loved it so much because I'm not like the biggest fan of cozy books or books that have a little slower pace. But that book was really just so charming and heartwarming. And now she's coming up with like a very similar book. It will be about this like witch that loses her magic and she's trying to reclaim it while running a magical inn. In her previous book, all of the characters were like so quirky and just fun to read about. So I'm really anticipating something similar from this book. Okay, next book that I'm really anticipating is Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. And actually, there's another book by the same author that I really have to read as soon as possible. And that book is None of This Is True. Like, I've heard so many great things about this book, so I think I will have to really get to finally reading it. And this author is also coming up with another thriller that is set to release on June 24. And so this one is a multi-perspective thriller about 3 women that are somehow connected to one man. It sounds really interesting, and I'm definitely excited to dive into it once I'm done with None of This Is True. And now I've got one more book by Ava Reid, and this one is called Fable for the End of the World, and it's set to come out on the 4th of March. So this one is a dystopian fantasy novel about love and survival, and it basically says that it's kind of like a blend of The Last of Us and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And again, the cover is so beautiful. Ava Reid, I don't know who is designing your covers, but they deserve a raise for sure. So I'm really excited for this release as well. The next book, it's called I Am Not Jessica Chen by Anne Liang. So it's a story about a girl that swaps bodies with her cousin, and now she has to explore different parts of her life while being someone else. It's like an exciting mix of magic, family drama, and self-realization. The premise of the book sounds really interesting. Also, it's set to come out on January 28th. So again, when you're watching this, it's probably out already. So if it sounds interesting, then be sure to go and check it out. Okay, the next book on my list is This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. This author also wrote In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which is also a book that's like very high on my TBR, so I will probably have to pick it up soon. And this book Will Bury Me, is set to come out on March 25. It's a twisty psychological thriller that mixes obsession with mystery. It talks about a true crime obsessed student who is investigating 3 deaths. But the deeper she digs into these cases, the darker the truth becomes. So I will be really happy to pick this one up as well. And now we've come to the last book on my list, which is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. So this one is a gothic romantic fantasy that combines magic, mystery, and romance, and I do love all of these things, so it already sounds perfect to me. So in this book, we follow a prophetess who must team up with a mysterious knight to try to defeat gods. So it sounds really exciting, and I can't wait to pick it up. So this was the 10th and the last book. Like I said, I narrowed down my list to only 10 books because I didn't want to make this list too long. But I'm really excited for all of these releases. So I will try to read them this year. No, I'm not sure if as soon as they come out, but definitely I will try to read them this year. And obviously I will keep you updated on reviews of any of the books that I read. So let me know what 2025 book releases are you most excited for, and Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!